And this is coming here, the levels of shoplifting, gangs coming into to supermarkets and basically clearing the shelves, and the staff afraid to tackle them because of the level of violence which they might well face if they challenge it. This is now common. And for years and years and years, the police have treated shoplifting as a non-crime. But the real problem is that once people realize, and it takes them quite a while to realize it, that order has gone and that authority has gone, then trust becomes impossible. Except for the people you know best of all, your close family and friends and neighbours, you can't trust anybody in public life, and therefore the empire of dishonesty and mistrust grows every day, and that's what we see. Morals were not an optional extra; they were crucial to free societies, and now they're dying, and nobody really has any idea how to recreate them, because there isn't any shared idea of what they should be or what they should be based on. For the country, and for many years now, the opponents of mass immigration have warned. Much of it is legal. You have to understand, there's spectacular illegal migration across the English Channel almost every day, but much of it is legal and on a very large scale, and has been for some time. People who were against it warned repeatedly. I particularly saw Andrew Green of the body called Migration Watch many years ago, saying these hundreds of thousands of people going actually represent very large new cities all over the country. And now we have come to the point where the government is openly saying we're going to build lots of new towns all over the country. And this whole housing crisis, which you supposedly have, is largely, not wholly, but largely caused by the need to house very large numbers of migrants. There are two different views. Both the major political parties have, for many years, actually encouraged large-scale immigration while making public statements suggesting that they're against it. And this has now reached a stage where people are sick of it, and it's quite a dangerous political stage as a result. Can mass migration be reversed? I think probably not. So then what do you do? And even if it was stopped tomorrow, and I'm not sure how in international law, this country which is wrapped in international law to a very great extent, I'm not sure how free this country is to break away from those laws. And there are economic penalties if you do, which people don't always realize. Even if we stopped it tomorrow, the transformation has already happened. And there are obviously people in the elite who live reasonably well in prosperous areas of the country, to whom it's a simple issue that, given that we have increasingly a difficulty in finding people to actually keep the economy going, because so many of us are old and the replacement rate is low, that immigration makes sense. It makes sense for them, because for them it means nice, cheap, exotic restaurants. For them it means servants in their homes who they can hire, and for them it just, that's all it is. And as I say, if you live in reasonably prosperous areas, it doesn't touch you all that much yet. But how things can change quite fast. You know, the old Scott Fitzgerald Hemingway joke, how do you go bankrupt? Well, first slowly and quickly. It also applies to the decay of a formerly civilized society.